Hey there, thank you for joining me live. Let me know if you are here. And also, if you're watching the replay, let me know if you're watching the replay. Let me just see, make sure everything is working. Okay, so thank you much. That is Poochie, my dog, if you hear him. Sorry about that. Let me wait till he's done coughing. Let me know who's here. Jamie's here. Gloria, Kelly. And then we have some people saying thanks for the reminder. Awesome. So let's get started. As you guys know, I do repurpose these episodes for the podcast. So I'll do a little intro, a little outro, and then I'll stay for questions at the end. So let's get started. Welcome to the Spark Show. In this episode, I'll be covering the different types of brand deals, from unpaid collaborations to paid sponsorships, what to look for when working with brands, and how to actually go from free partnerships to paid brand deals. So if this is the first time we've ever connected, my name is Gwen Lane. I help influencers grow and monetize. I also have a membership community called the Spark Society, where I help people get paid brand deals regardless of how many followers they have. Shout out to all my VIP members. Let me know if you're a member. Let me know if you're here. We have Jamie here, Carla here, Christina, Katharina, Amanda. Thank you guys so much for being here. So first of all, I'd love to know if you've ever had a brand deal before. Have you worked with a brand? And if you have, if you're a collab, if you've done unpaid stuff, or if you've done paid stuff. So I just want to see in the comments if you've done unpaid or paid, or say like never worked with brands, or unpaid or paid. So I want to see. So Jamie just joined, haven't started yet. That's totally awesome. Oh, thank you, Christina. Christina says I'm stunning. Thank you. All compliments are welcome here. Okay, so Katharina says yes, collabs for products, some paid. Carla says collab unpaid, and Bryn has done both paid and unpaid. And Brianna, yes, only one paid. Amazing. Okay. So let's get started, because I know this is going to be super useful to everyone, and I get all these questions all the time about, should I do this? Should I do that? How do I get from paid to unpaid? And I'm sure you guys have all the same questions. So let's get started, because I have a lot to cover today. So first of all, let's start with unpaid brand deals. So the first type is a review request. So this is when the brand asks you to buy the product and review it for them. And they say that they will refund or give you the money back. So then essentially you get the product for free, but you pay for it up front and beforehand. So a lot of brands do this to get reviews and testimonials. Let me know in the comments if you've had a review request before. Put review in the comments. So I want to know how many people are actually getting these requests. So I've seen both instances where the brand keeps their word, everything is great, the influencer even ends up working with the brand multiple times and keeps a relationship with them, and this can lead to getting free product or paid deals. Now, I've also seen instances where brands don't fulfill their end of the bargain and start ghosting someone after they do their part. The thing is, you're really not going to know until you try it out, right? It is up to you as the CEO and as the boss to do your research on the brand first by checking out their website, checking out their Instagram, checking out their social media accounts, looking at reviews, Googling them to see if they've had issues with other influencers or customers in the past. So the number one thing to look out for when working with brands is to make sure it's a brand that you love. And the caveat here is that you are already using them, you're a customer and you're a fan. Because if you're already using that brand, then you trust them already, right? And also, you're a much better ambassador and a much better endorser if you're already using the brand. If you haven't heard of the brand before, make sure you try it out first before you even recommend it to anyone. So if a brand does reach out to you, actually review it. And even if they send it to you for free, don't agree to promote it yet because you haven't even tried it, right? What if you get an allergic reaction? What if it's a bad quality product? You don't want to ruin that trust of your audience that you've worked so hard to build. So make sure and everything that you talk about and recommend to them should be something you believe in and are a fan of, okay? So that's just like recommending someone to go to a restaurant that you've never eaten at before. Like, I don't know, I've had someone do that and I was like, they've heard it was good, but I'm like, but was it actually good? I want a first-hand experience. I want a first-hand review, right? So keep in mind that there is no right answer here. So my students and people in my free group are always asking me in my DMs, like, should I work with this brand? And the answer is, I don't know, and there's no right answer. Maybe you should, maybe you shouldn't. I don't know, and you won't know until you test it out. You are responsible for yourself and your decisions, right? So you have to make a decision based on your research and be willing to be either right or wrong. And if it doesn't end up well, you learn your lesson. And part of this journey is about learning from your experiences. I feel like so many people ask me that because they want me to tell them what to do, but that's part of being an entrepreneur. That's part of being a boss and a CEO, is that you have to make that decision and live with the consequence or the lesson you learn, whether it turns up good or not. And so don't ask other people to make your decisions, right? It's just like all those questions that are pretty personal, like, should you go to college? Should you quit your job? Should you have kids? Should you get married? I don't know. I shouldn't be telling you those things, right? The only way to actually know that is to ask yourself and to know and to ask your intuition and to kind of feel into it. That's what I usually tell my students to do. How does it feel? Does it feel good? Usually your body doesn't lie, and usually you can feel it, but it's just sometimes your brain and your heart are not on the same page, right? Does everyone know what I'm talking about? So before you ask someone what you should do with your life, you should really step back and step into your own leadership role and be like, I'm the boss, I'm the CEO, and I get to decide. This is why you guys want to have your own business, right? So that you can green light projects and not green light projects. Okay, so let me know. People have said review. Adele, Kimberly, Chrissy just got one yesterday. Amazing. Okay, the second type of brand deal is called the affiliate ask. So these are just names I made up to make it more snazzy for you guys. So this is when a brand offers you the ability to make a commission for everyone that you refer their product to. So let me say that again. The affiliate ask is when a brand offers you the ability to make a commission for everyone that you refer their product to. Let me know in the comments if you have gotten requested to share their products and you get a commission. So you will have to promote the product or service to your audience, and if they do purchase, you make a certain percentage of the sale. And I highly recommend, same with the review request, that you only become an affiliate for products and services that you've already tested out, have purchased, and are a fan of, because you want to promote the product and service authentically and have the first-hand experience with the products and services. So many brands will offer this partnership in addition to any of the other deals I'll be talking about today. So some people would be like, can you review the product? And you can also be an affiliate partner. Some people like the affiliate deal because if you're able to sell the product, sometimes you would make more than a paid deal or a flat fee, which depends on the number of followers you have, right? And so some of these are spammy, Sharina, and some are not. Again, back to what I said earlier, it's up to you to research the brand and to do your due diligence to see if this is a legit brand or not. So a lot of the times, most brands give you an affiliate ask with all the other stuff as well. It's up to you if you want to take it. Some people love it because it actually can be pretty profitable if you end up sending a lot of traffic there and if it's something that your audience really needs. I know a lot of people who make a ton of money on affiliates One of them is the Points Guy. I don't know if you guys know the Points Guy, the travel blog. They make a ton on affiliates because they talk about travel, they share travel content, and all their links are affiliate links. So they make a commission on every sale that comes from their website, their Instagram. So if you build your channels or platforms in a way where you can have affiliate revenue, it's a really great way to make money from people and products that you're already recommending. So that is the second one. So Allie says, if you have a favorite product, it helps to ask that brand if they do have an affiliate program. That's totally right, Allie, because if you're already talking about that brand over and over again, people can buy from your link and you make a commission off of each sale. So we're only talking about brand deals today, one monetization stream, but affiliate marketing is also a second revenue stream. So make sure that you're thinking about your business as a whole and not just one monetization stream. I always say pick one at a time. If you haven't monetized with brand deals yet, then maybe you want to just focus on one thing. But if you've already worked with brands, which I saw that some of you have, then affiliate would be another thing that you can start exploring. So let's talk about another unpaid collaboration, which is the discount code. So some brands will reach out to you to offer you a discount code to buy their product. Now, some influencers like this deal because they were going to buy the products anyway, and the discount works great for both parties. So let me know in the comments, have you been offered a discount code by a brand, either in your comments, your DM, your email? Let me know. Same as a review request, you have to decide if you want to take this deal or not, right? Some influencers will not take discount codes and some will. And you get to decide what's best for you and your brand. Now, I've seen influencers turn this into long-term paid partnerships later on. They were willing to have this type of relationship in the beginning of the first or just the first campaign. And then it's up to you to communicate with a brand on what that partnership becomes and evolves into. So I'm saying, Julia, yes, on discount codes. Heather, Sarah was offered discount code, but I've never accepted. Crystal, yes. So again, it is up to you. Every person is different, is entitled to say, yes, I will accept discount codes, or no, I will not accept discount codes. So I've seen all across the board. I've had people turn those into really amazing paid relationships. I've seen people just use it once and it kind of didn't turn out into anything. So you get to see how that relationship evolves, and you get to see what you can create out of that relationship. It's like any relationship, right? We don't really know until we get into it how it's going to turn out. You actually have to go with the flow, go through it, and then you'll see if it works out or not. And no one can predict that for you, right? And so I know some people accept discount codes because they were going to buy a large purchase anyway, and they saved a ton of money doing that, and then they were able to collaborate with a brand, put them into their influencer portfolio, which I'll talk about in a sec. So we see a lot of people that that have purchased product and was able to collaborate with a blog or with a brand and use a discount code. Okay, so the fourth type of unpaid brand deal is a collaboration. So a collaboration, this is when a brand offers you free product, meals, calm stays, tickets to events, basically everything where you do get a value exchange, but are not paid money on top of receiving the product, service, or experience. So this is when a brand offers you, for example, would you come to dinner and post about the dinner experience? Will you, we're going to send you some product, and can you promote us after you send a product, right? So let me know in the chat comments if you have done a collaboration before. So put collab, collab, collab. A lot of influencers are thrilled to get collaborations, especially in the beginning of their influencer journey, right? It's a great way to build your influencer portfolio, which I teach inside of the Spark Society, and build a relationship with the brand. So some influencers do collaborations for the first time, and then they turn it into a paid sponsorship later. And so the thing with collaborations is I still do collaborations. I still partner with a lot of new brands that maybe don't have a budget yet, or that have not thought about putting a budget towards influencers yet. I usually communicate it as paid later on, and I turn it into a long-term paid partnership. And I know a lot of influencers, even with 1 million followers, that still do collaborations. So I don't think that there's a hard stop on, I've reached a certain number of followers, I'm not going to do collaborations anymore. I know some influencers that won't do anything paid, that won't do anything but paid. But again, same deal as all the other types of brand deals. You get to decide what's right for you and your brand. So we've had brand collab. Sarah says most of my local brands have done collab. Okay, amazing. Yeah, so it's great, Jessica, but after a while, you have to decide, is this a business or a hobby, right? If all you get is free stuff, it's not a business, right? If this is something that you want to do full time and actually work for yourself and do this instead of having a job, or do this to replace your income, let me just ask in the comments, who wants to do this full time and run their business full time and not have and be able to rely on the income from their influencer business full time? Because if you do, then the number 1 through 4 unpaid brand deals are great, but that's not going to pay your bills, right? That's not going to give you enough money to be able to do this full time. So Katharina said her. Yeah, so if you guys want to do this full time, so what are you guys going to do about brand deals number 1 through 4? Okay, so some people are working towards this part-time, full-time, part-time, me. Okay, great. So as you can see, those are all great, right? The number 1 through 4 unpaid brand deals that I just said, they're great to start a relationship. Just like anyone in sales, sometimes you have to do a sales call. Sometimes you have to do free marketing. I run a podcast, and the podcast is free, but some people are able to then buy or purchase my product because I have a business, right? I can't just offer free stuff all the time. You guys can't offer free promotion. I don't want you to offer free promotion because all the time, because it's not sustainable, right? It's not a sustainable business model. So Christina says full-time, show me the money, totally full-time goal. Okay. So if you want to do this full-time, you have to be strategic about how many of these unpaid things and how much free stuff you're gonna accept, right? Skincare is great if you already spend hundreds of dollars on skincare, but what about the money? Where is the money gonna come from? Right? And so this is why it's so important to have an influencer business plan. It's so important to have a monetization strategy in place. If you don't have that in place, you don't have a business. So that's what I teach my members and my students inside the Spark Society, is actually how to think of this as a business as a whole and show them the journey and the path that it's possible to do this full time. And so I was able to take my brand, the LA Girl, full time. It took me 2.5 years to do that. And I was doing it as a side hustle along with my full-time job. And I was able to replace my 6-figure salary by knowing how I was going to monetize my business. Because you can't monetize and have a business if all you're going to do is accept free stuff and discount codes and affiliates and all of that, which are great to start with and to build your experience, to build your resume, just like a resume, right? You're building that experience, that portfolio, but there comes a point where you need to start monetizing. So the last type of brand deal I want to talk about is the paid sponsorship. So let me know in the comments if you have already done paid sponsorships. Put paid. If you want to get paid sponsorships, put I want to get paid. Put it out in the universe. Start manifesting for people who want to get paid sponsorships, okay? So when I say the word sponsorship, it means paid brand deal. So some people use this interchangeably with collaboration or sponsorship. But for me personally, and in my experience in the influencer marketing world, it usually means paid, meaning there's money on top of the free product, service, and experience that they also give to you. So depending on the brand, the campaign, and their budget, some will reach out to you and offer you payment for your services to promote their business and advertise on their channels because they know that this is influencer marketing and advertising. So this is why it's so important to have a content strategy because brands are already looking to work with influencers right now. They're already looking. There's agencies, there's roles, there's companies where all they do is look for influencers to work with in upcoming marketing campaigns. So your goal is to get found by these brands, and that's what I teach is how to get found, how to make sure your content is already all set up, your profile is set up, your Instagram is set up, your blog is set up. This is what you need to all be ready because brands are already looking. So this is what I teach in my attraction method, which is attracting those brands to reach out to you because who wouldn't want a brand to just email you and be like, hey, we love you, we love your content, we'd love to pay you X amount, let's just say $1,000 to promote our product. Who wants that? Raise your hand in the comments if that's what you want. So you did your part, you optimized your brand looks great, your content looks great, you're posting every day, your audience is super engaged, and brands are now just emailing you and saying, hey, we'd love to offer you $1,000 or $500 or $2,000. Who wants that? So if you do that legwork and if you create that foundation, brands will reach out to you. That's exactly what happens to me. That happens to a lot of my students. It happens. Now, the thing is, some brands will not offer payment, right? As you can see from all the unpaid brand deals that I've talked about, some of them were not going to offer payment. Some are just going to DM you. Some are just going to comment. Why? Because they're trying to save money, one, or they haven't allocated any budget for influencer marketing, or they don't know because they've heard from someone that they can work for influencers for free, or maybe all the influencers they've ever reached out to have said yes to the free stuff and they aren't educated enough. And they don't really know and have never done influencer marketing or advertising before, or they think it's different from like running ads on Facebook or something like that. And because everyone always tries to get things for free, right? So can you understand why brands sometimes they don't understand that that's how it works, right? So sometimes they go to a place, let's just do an analogy here because I love my analogy. Sometimes a person walks into a place and they see people grabbing stuff and they don't know that they're actually supposed to pay for that. Like most people think, okay, if I go into a store, I'm going to pay for something. But sometimes people are like, okay, I want stuff for free. Can I get stuff for free, right? So a lot of people have this free mindset where if you always want to get stuff for free, then the only people who come to you are the people who want to get stuff for free. So if you are attracting a lot of brands that want stuff for free, I invite you to check on your mindset. Do you expect to get stuff for free all the time? Do you expect to pay for services and products and willing to pay? Because that could be a money mindset thing, right? If you are always looking for freebies or always looking for discounts, maybe that's why you're attracting brands that always want discounts and freebies. I'm not going to lie to you that it is a mindset shift. Once I started charging for my services, I attracted more brands who were willing to pay. That's just law of attraction here. So if you are only attracting brands that are only offering freebies or discount codes, and maybe because your own mindset needs to shift into paying for things and for being okay and willing to pay for things because you get what you pay for, right? And so let me know, honest ask in the comments, who needs to work on shifting that mindset. Because if you are attracting freeloaders, that usually says something about you. And a lot of people are going to be like, ouch, or that hit me in the head. That hit me in the gut, because that's me. I'm always looking for free stuff. But free stuff, you end up like getting a bunch of free stuff, and then what? You don't use it, or you have too much stuff, and then you're hoarding, and then you're like, it doesn't feel good, right? But when you pay for something and you value something, that comes back energy-wise, right? And so I'm gonna ask you to kind of start being aware of if you're always asking for free stuff or you're trying to get stuff for free, because usually that's what we attract, okay? Thank you guys for being honest, right? Brianna, Amanda, Heather, thank you guys, because a lot of people won't admit it, right? That they're being cheap. If you catch yourself being cheap, that's probably the type of brands you're going to attract, right? If you're being cheap yourself, then of course the brands you're going to attract are being cheap. But if you are now leading with value, as Christina says, then you are going to find brands that value you, right? Okay. I'm negotiating a paid brand deal as we speak. This would be my first one. Got it. Amazing. Okay. So how do you go from free to paid partnership, right? You ask. It sounds super simple and easy, and I know sometimes it's not, but it is up to you, the influencer, to ask for payment. You have to let them know that this is how much you charge. And it is up to you if they're like, okay, we can't pay right now, but this is what we could do. We could give you free stuff. We can give you free stuff for a year. We can give you a discount code, all the things that I shared with you. And you get to decide as the boss what you're willing to accept and what you're willing to not accept, right? So there are many ways to ask. So usually the 3 steps that I share with my students from going unpaid to paid is 1, making sure you create a connection and relationship with a brand first. So some brands, they need warming up and want to know that you're a true fan or customer, and they need to see in your content why you would be a great brand partner, right? That's why it's so important to show your high value, high quality, consistent content already in your channels. If you're not creating that content, it's going to be really hard for them to want to pay if they don't see it as high value, high quality, okay? And so the second thing is you got to present yourself professionally with an influencer portfolio. So I've talked about this in my free class. If you haven't taken it yet, I'll put the link in this video. And I talk about the 3 elements of an influencer portfolio. That's your media kit, your rate card, which shows your prices and how much you charge, and then your case studies, which shows examples of your work with other brands in an organized way. And that's why you want to do some unpaid partnerships and collabs if you don't have any yet, to build your portfolio. And lastly, it is about communicating and pitching to the brands in a way to let them know why they should pay you. So I teach all of this content strategy, pitching strategy, sales inside the Spark Society. And so this is why there's actually a lot of moving parts here. I always tell my students, don't pitch to a brand yet until you've done, 30 days of pre-work. I want them to be easy to say yes. I always tell my students to make sure that they are, communicating in the right way and being top of mind. There's lots of strategies and way to do this. And my students, they've gotten free collab requests and they've turned it into paid brand deals. So one of my students, Kathleen, she got offered free product and she turned it into $1,000 brand deal just by using my method. So one of my students, she's even gotten free hotel comps, even with just 1,000 followers. So for those of you who are thinking, oh, it's because I don't have enough followers yet, it's really not the number of followers. It's the strategy that I just talked about, creating a relationship, having a content strategy in place, presenting yourself, and pitching yourself in a way that a brand will say yes. is really about selling, right? You have to sell yourself as an advertiser, as a content creator, and it takes, a strategy to build that confidence and a way to communicate why they should pay you. There is a step-by-step strategy and method to this, and it doesn't happen randomly, right? For those of you who are thinking it's the followers, I know people with 100,000, 200, 300,000 followers who have never gotten paid brand deals. They get free stuff all the time, but as we say, it's not about free stuff because it's not a business if it's free stuff, okay? So that is what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, right? There are influencers out there who may be just starting out, so they haven't gotten any brand deals yet, and that's totally fine. But I wanted to give you kind of this range of the 5 things that you can expect when you want to work with brands. So these are like all the collaborations to sponsorships from unpaid to paid. And remember, I talked about this earlier. Brand deals are just one way to monetize. There are different revenue streams you can tap into to supplement that income. So if you do want to do this full time, which I saw a lot of you guys want to do this full time and as a real business, then you have to have a plan. You have to have a monetization strategy, or else you're just kind of winging it and hoping and crossing your fingers that someone's going to pay you one day. And that's not a plan, right? That's not a strategy. If you're like me, you want to know, okay, how can I pay the bills every month? How can I get to the point where I can work from home, work from anywhere, travel, be at home with the family, if that's what you need to do? And got to have a plan in place, right? So I'm going to do my outro right now, and then I'll stay and answer a few questions. So thank you guys so much for listening to The Spark Show, and I will see you in the next episode. All right, so let me see. Okay, Katharina, I'm being asked to create promo for a new brand, which will be paid. So an interesting mix of brand deal and industry work, and it will open doors for more relationships. Yeah, totally, Katharina. So a lot of the brands, if they really like your content, then they'll ask you to create content for their channels, and you're working more of a content creator and social media role rather than influencer, because all brands need content. So it's a great thing to put in your package if they want, multiple images, if they want, high res images for their website, for their email. So if you're a content creator and you're open to that kind of package, that's a great way to spin your packages to be higher price, because maybe they're not looking at your follower count yet. They're looking at the quality of your content. Brianna, do you recommend hiring an influencer management agency? So Brianna, again, this is the same question as the same answer I do for any question, which is, I don't know. There is no right answer. Sometimes it could be a great thing. Sometimes it can't, and you won't really know until you work with someone. So I've been hiring agencies right now for my business, and I can't tell you if it's good or not because it's only been 3 weeks. So I'm not sure if it's going to work out or not. It's like a relationship. You're not going to know if the relationship is going to work on or not until you're in the relationship. Like, no one here can predict how good relationships are going to be or not, right? I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about. Also, keep in mind that agencies take a cut of your deals. So some agencies take 20%, some take 10%. It really depends. So you have to negotiate that commission and percentage. And also, it depends on how much are the deals that you're making. Because if you're only making, $500 deals, then that might not be worth it to them unless there's enough volume. So you have to talk to the agency about all the specifics of commissions and minimums. And also, I don't know how that relationship's going to end up, and it really just depends on what you do that. Okay, so Ayana, I know that you're a member, have you gone through Seal the Brand Deal? If you haven't, then please take your time and go through the courses first, Content 365 and 10K Experience, because that's going to set you up for growth and monetization. If you haven't gone through the Seal the Brand Deal course yet, that's where I talk about how to get paid brand deals or how to start collaborating with brands, right? And so go through the trainings first. If you guys are members, I know this might be the super exciting thing, but like I told you, if you want brands to be reaching out to you and without you doing all the pitching and legwork, if you want them to be attracted to you with your content, then you're going to work on the foundation. And the foundation is ABCs, audience branding and content, and doing all of that before you pitch to brands or even work with brands, because exactly, so you're in stage 1 right now, and the stuff I'm talking about right now is in stage 4. So Ayana, the case studies and everything is in stage 4. So I wouldn't even worry about that right now, because I want you to make sure you have a solid foundation and know how to attract those brands, because they're already looking to work with influencers. But if your audience branding and content is not on point, then they're not going to reach out to you. So I know you guys are super excited to work with brands, but I'm always about doing the foundational work. And that's why most brands, 90% of the brands I work with reach out to me, because I have my ABCs in place. Most of them reach out to me, and I reach out to brands if I have a special project, if I have a trip coming up and I know my trip dates and I want to work with hotels and airlines, so then I pitch to them directly. But most of the brands, I do the attraction and they come to me. And I think when they come to you, you have the power, right? Because you know that they want to work with you. Okay, awesome. Okay, great. Well, I am so thankful that you guys were able to join me today. Thank you so much. If you're watching the replay, put replay in the chat. And for those of you who are not members of the Spark Society, you can watch my free class. You can just go to gwenlane.com/workshop or /masterclass, and you'll get to go to my free class where I walk you through exactly my whole system. I walk you through my 5-step system. If you are a member, please put in the comments and let these people know why they should join us. The group is amazing. We have almost 800 members in the community, and I'm helping everyone grow and monetize and actually make this a business, because I don't want you guys to get stuck in the unpaid zone where everything is unpaid. I want you guys to move out of there. I've been able to help people move out of there with just 1,000 to 2,000 followers, right? And so if you already have 1,000 to 2,000 followers and you're not getting at least free collaborations or paid stuff yet, like, this is the place where you're going to learn that and actually get insight from a real influencer that's doing brand deals right now and someone with a digital marketing background. You know, I worked on the brand side for 12 years before doing this myself, and so I know exactly what brands are looking for. Carla, yes, a member. Michelle, amazing. Nicole says everyone should join. You will learn and grow in so many ways. Thank you guys. Incredible. Amazing support group, so much valuable information. Yeah, and we also engage and support each other. Brandy says such a huge help. Love, love, love. Full of empowering, motivating women. Yes, we hired 90% women of color. I think I saw one guy in there. Maybe there's like 2. But we're super supportive. We love each other. We connect and engage with each other's content. And yes, we do, Katharina, help in growing followers. I have a whole Instagram course that most people would charge probably $200 to $500 for. That's included in the monthly membership. So this is the most affordable community out there. I could say that. I think it's the most diverse and the most affordable influencer membership community. And I designed it this way because I wanted to make it accessible for everyone, especially if you're just starting out, even if you haven't started an Instagram yet, if you're starting from scratch, this is the best place to go. And even if you're not starting from scratch, I make you start from scratch, because just like I said, if you set it up the right way, brands will come to you, and brands are already looking. And so if you're all about the attraction rather than just pitching all the time, that is what I teach, because that is my experience. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next live. Members, make sure you go to tomorrow's mindset call if you have issues with, money mindset and that stuff that we talked about of attracting too much freebies and freeloaders and free stuff. And you'll attract them anyway, but you get to now be able to tell them and put your foot down and say how much you charge confidently. This is part of what the work that we do inside the membership, is getting your mindset in check so that you can be like, nope, this is how much I charge. And I have so many students that are like, I just asked for the money and they said yes. And really, it's just all about asking. So thank you, Kim. Thank you, guys. And I will see you later. Bye.